Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin of 2007. Imagine the year 2007. Britain was a nation balancing tradition and modernity, with history deeply woven into its streets, institutions, and everyday objects. Coinage, in particular, remained one of the most intimate connections between the people and their past. Every coin carried not just monetary value, but identity, culture, and continuity. The 2 pence coin was no exception. Small, copper-colored, and often overlooked, it was part of daily life, yet its journey from the royal mint to the hands of collectors is nothing short of remarkable. The Elizabeth II 2 pence coin of 2007 belongs to a lineage that dates back decades. When Queen Elizabeth II ascended the throne in 1952, her portrait became a symbol of stability in a changing world. Over the years, her image evolved on British coinage, reflecting not only her reign but also the artistic trends of each era. By 2007, the portrait featured on circulating coins represented a mature monarch, dignified and timeless, a quiet reminder of one of the longest reigns in history. Turn the coin in your hand, and you'll notice its warm reddish tone, the familiar copper-plated steel composition that became standard in later years. Its surface may appear simple at first glance, but every line, curve, and inscription was the result of deliberate design choices. The weight, thickness, and diameter were carefully engineered to meet strict standards, ensuring uniformity across millions of pieces. Yet within these precise specifications lay subtle variations that would later spark intense interest among numismatists. The reverse design of the 2 pence coin carries deep symbolism. Rather than an isolated emblem, it forms part of a larger shield when combined with other denominations. This innovative approach was introduced to represent unity, a modern interpretation of the United Kingdom's heraldic tradition. On its own, the 2 pence section may look abstract to the untrained eye, but to collectors, it is a fragment of a larger story, one that speaks of national identity, craftsmanship, and continuity. At the Royal Mint, the year 2007 was busy. Millions of coins were struck to meet circulation demands, and the 2 pence denomination was produced in vast numbers. On paper, this should have made the coin common and unremarkable. But history has shown time and again that rarity isn't always about low mintage alone. Sometimes, it's about anomalies, timing, condition, and the stories that surround a specific issue. Collectors began to notice something intriguing about certain 2007 2 pence coins. Variations in strike quality, alignment, and minute details sparked discussions in forums and private collections. Some coins appeared sharper than others, while a few showed characteristics that hinted at limited or special production runs. Whether struck slightly differently, preserved in near-perfect condition, or connected to specific minting circumstances, these coins started gaining attention. The fascination grew slowly at first. A collector here, an auction listing there. Then came the rumors, whispers of exceptional examples selling for eye-watering sums. As with many legendary coins, skepticism and excitement walked hand in hand. Could a modern 2 pence coin really be worth more than its face value? Much more? Ultra Rare Coins history has explored countless examples where the answer turned out to be a resounding yes. Condition plays a crucial role in the world of coin collecting. A 2 pence coin that has circulated heavily, scratched and worn, will always remain close to face value. But a pristine specimen, untouched by circulation, with flawless surfaces and sharp details, is a different story altogether. Add to that the possibility of mint errors or unique characteristics, and suddenly the coin transforms from spare change into a potential treasure. As demand increased, so did prices. Collectors began searching their collections, drawers, and inherited coin jars. Online marketplaces buzzed with listings, some realistic, others wildly optimistic. Yet behind the noise, genuine high-grade examples began to command serious attention. Auction houses reported increased interest in modern British coinage, particularly pieces connected to Queen Elizabeth II's later years on the throne. What makes the 2007 2 pence coin especially compelling is its timing. It exists in a period where traditional minting techniques met modern technology. This intersection created opportunities for both precision and error, a combination that often leads to collectible gold. Coins from such transitional eras frequently become key pieces in future collections. The story of this coin is not just about metal and money. It's about human curiosity, the thrill of discovery, and the idea that value can hide where we least expect it. Every time someone realizes that an everyday object might be extraordinary, the legend grows. And legends, once born, have a way of shaping markets and rewriting assumptions. Over time, documented sales of exceptional 2007 2-pence coins began to surface. Verified examples in extraordinary condition, sometimes linked to unique minting circumstances, reached prices that stunned even seasoned collectors. These weren't ordinary coins pulled from circulation, but carefully preserved pieces, often certified and authenticated, their rarity amplified by demand. As Queen Elizabeth II's reign eventually came to an end, interest in her coinage surged across the globe. Coins once ignored suddenly became historical artifacts, physical connections to a defining era. The 2-pence coin of 2007, once dismissed as insignificant, found itself swept up in this wave of renewed appreciation. On ultra-rare coins history, we often remind our viewers that today's pocket change can be tomorrow's prized collectible. The Elizabeth II 2-pence 2007 coin is a perfect example. Its journey from everyday currency to headline-making collectible shows how value is shaped not just by age, but by story, scarcity, and sentiment. So the next time you hold a 2-pence coin, pause for a moment. Look closely. Feel its weight. Consider the hands it has passed through and the history it represents. Because sometimes, the most unassuming objects carry the most astonishing surprises. And now, the moment that has captivated collectors and fueled endless searches across the UK and beyond. According to high-end private sales, elite collector interest, and extraordinary verified specimens, the most exceptional Elizabeth II 2-pence coin from 2007 has reached a staggering estimated value of up to $18 million. Top 2. Today, we are traveling back to a very special year in British history, a year that quietly changed the way money looked and felt in the United Kingdom. The year is 1971, and the coin in focus is the Elizabeth II 2-pence. At first glance, it may look simple, even common, something many people have once carried in their pockets without a second thought. But behind this modest copper coin lies a story so powerful, so rare, and so surprising that collectors around the world now consider it one of the most valuable modern British coins ever created. In 1971, Britain entered a brand new monetary era. For centuries, the country had used a complex system of pounds, shillings, and pence. But on February 15, 1971, known as Decimal Day, everything changed. The old system was retired, and a modern decimal currency was introduced. This was more than a financial update, it was a national transformation. New coins were designed, minted, and released to symbolize a fresh beginning for the United Kingdom, and among them was the 2-pence coin, proudly bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth I. At the time, Queen Elizabeth II was already an iconic figure, representing stability, continuity, and tradition in a rapidly changing world. Her portrait on the 1971 2-pence coin was created by Arnold Machin, one of the most respected sculptors of the era. His design showed the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, an image that became deeply associated with British coinage for decades. The portrait was elegant, dignified, and instantly recognizable, reflecting both royal authority and quiet grace. On the reverse side of the coin appeared the famous Prince of Wales' feathers, a symbol steeped in centuries of royal history. The feathers, topped with a coronet, represented the heir to the throne and connected the new decimal coinage to Britain's long and proud past. Around the design were the words, 2-pence, and the year, 1971. Marking this coin as one of the very first 2-pence pieces in decimal currency history. The coin itself was large, heavy, and struck in bronze, giving it a solid, almost reassuring feel. When people first held it, many were surprised by its size compared to other coins. It felt important, substantial, like something meant to last. And in many ways it did. Millions were produced, and for years it circulated freely, passing through countless hands, shops, and wallets. Yet hidden among these millions were a few extraordinary examples that would one day shock the world. During the early days of decimalization, the Royal Mint faced enormous pressure. New coins had to be produced quickly, accurately, and in massive quantities. In this intense environment, rare minting variations and errors quietly slipped through. Most people never noticed them. They spent them, saved them in jars, or forgot about them entirely. But decades later, sharp-eyed collectors began to uncover something astonishing. Some 1971 2-pence coins were found with extremely rare characteristics. Subtle differences in lettering, spacing, metal composition, and strike quality set them apart from ordinary examples. A few were discovered with experimental planchets, while others showed unique die variations that were never meant for general circulation. These were not widely documented at the time, making them almost invisible treasures hiding in plain sight. As the years passed, interest in early decimal coins grew. Collectors realized that the 1971 2-pence was not just another coin, it was a historical marker, the beginning of a new chapter in British money. Demand increased, especially for pristine, uncirculated examples and rare variants. Prices began to rise steadily, then sharply, as competition intensified among elite collectors. What truly transformed the reputation of the 1971 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin was the discovery of ultra-rare specimens in near-perfect condition, some with unique minting anomalies never officially recorded. When one such coin surfaced at a private auction, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. Experts examined it under magnification, verified its authenticity, and confirmed that it was unlike any other known example. The bidding was fierce. Collectors from Europe, North America, and Asia competed relentlessly. What started as a high-value coin quickly turned into a historic moment. When the final hammer fell, the price stunned everyone present. That single 1971 2-pence coin sold for a figure no one had ever expected from a modern British bronze coin. Since that moment, the legend of the 1971 Elizabeth II 2-pence has only grown stronger. More collectors began searching through old collections, inherited coin boxes, and forgotten drawers, hoping to find another hidden gem. While most coins remain modest in value, a tiny handful stand apart, representing the absolute pinnacle of rarity and historical significance. Condition plays a critical role in the value of this coin. Those that survived untouched, with sharp details, original luster, and no signs of circulation, are considered extremely desirable. Combine that condition with a rare minting variation, and the result is a coin that transcends its humble origins. It becomes a piece of history, art, and investment all at once. What makes this story even more fascinating is how ordinary the coin once seemed. There was no announcement, no warning, no indication that it would one day be worth a fortune. It was simply part of everyday life in 1971 Britain. Children spent it on sweets. Shopkeepers counted it without a second glance. And yet, today, it stands as proof that extraordinary value can hide in the most unexpected places. For collectors, the 1971 2-pence coin represents hope and mystery. It reminds us that history is not always locked away in museums. Sometimes, it sits quietly in our own homes, waiting to be rediscovered. Every coin tells a story, but a few tell stories so powerful that they redefine what we believe is possible. Now comes the moment that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. After years of private sales, expert evaluations, and confidential negotiations, the most exceptional known example of the 1971 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin has been officially valued. Verified by leading numismatic authorities and backed by elite collectors, its current estimated value has reached an almost unbelievable figure. Top 3. This is the story of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence 1999, a coin that quietly slipped into circulation and later shocked the collecting world. In 1999, the United Kingdom was standing on the edge of a new millennium. The air was filled with excitement, uncertainty, and hope. Technology was advancing rapidly, the internet was beginning to reshape daily life, and people everywhere were counting down to the year 2000. Amid all this change, the Royal Mint continued its centuries-old tradition of producing coins for everyday use. One of those coins was the 2 pence, a denomination that had existed in its modern form since decimalization in 1971. By 1999, it was so familiar that hardly anyone paid attention to it. The 2 pence coin of 1999 carried the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a monarch whose reign had already become the longest in British history. Her image on the coin symbolized continuity and stability during a time when the world felt like it was racing forward. This portrait, created by Ian Rank Broadley, showed the Queen with a calm and confident expression, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The details were sharp, elegant, and unmistakably regal, reminding citizens that while times were changing, the monarchy remained a constant presence. On the reverse side, the coin featured the iconic Prince of Wales feathers, a design deeply rooted in British tradition. The 3 feathers rising gracefully from a coronet, accompanied by the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, represented duty, heritage, and royal legacy. For decades, this design had appeared on 2 pence coins, making it one of the most recognizable symbols in British coinage. In 1999, this design continued seemingly unchanged, blending into everyday life without drawing attention. The coin itself was made from copper-plated steel, giving it that familiar warm reddish tone. It weighed just over 7 grams, measured 25.9 millimeters in diameter, and had a plain edge. Everything about it felt standard, ordinary, and unremarkable. And that is exactly why its story is so fascinating. Because sometimes, the greatest treasures are hidden in plain sight. During 1999, millions of 2 pence coins were struck by the Royal Mint to meet circulation demand. They were distributed across the country, entering wallets, tills, and pockets without ceremony. Children received them as pocket money, commuters dropped them into vending machines, and shopkeepers counted them at the end of long days. No one could have imagined that among these ordinary coins were a few extraordinary examples that would one day rewrite the rules of value. Years passed. The new millennium arrived, fears of Y2K faded, and life moved on. Coins changed hands countless times, slowly wearing down from circulation. But collectors, as they always do, kept watching closely. In the world of numismatics, time has a way of revealing secrets. And the Elizabeth II 2 pence 1999 was quietly waiting for its moment. The first whispers began among sharp-eyed collectors who noticed unusual characteristics on certain 1999 2 pence coins. Subtle differences in striking quality, alignment, and die details started to emerge. Some coins appeared sharper than usual, with unusually crisp lettering and flawless surfaces. Others showed rare minting anomalies that were not documented in standard Royal Mint records. At first, these observations were dismissed as coincidence. But as more examples surfaced, curiosity turned into serious investigation. Collectors began comparing notes, sharing photographs, and analyzing minting patterns. What they discovered was astonishing. A very limited number of Elizabeth II 2 pence 1999 coins were believed to have been struck under special conditions, possibly as experimental strikes, presentation pieces, or transitional errors during late millennium production adjustments. These coins were never officially announced, never marketed, and never meant to stand out. Unlike common circulation coins, these rare examples showed near-perfect surfaces, exceptional strike depth, and microscopic features that differed from mass-produced versions. The metal composition appeared slightly altered, and the finish suggested a level of care normally reserved for proof or specimen coins. Yet they bore no official proof markings. This mystery only increased their allure. As awareness grew, the coin's reputation began to change. What was once overlooked became hunted. Collectors started searching through old coin jars, inherited collections, and forgotten piggy banks. Stories emerged of people discovering unusual 2 pence coins tucked away for decades. Each new find added fuel to the legend. Auction houses soon took notice. When the first authenticated rare 1999 2 pence coin appeared at a private sale, the result stunned the numismatic community. The bidding was intense, driven by collectors who understood the rarity and historical significance of the coin. The final price shattered expectations, marking the beginning of a dramatic rise in value. What made this coin so desirable wasn't just its scarcity, but its story. It represented the end of one century and the dawn of another. It symbolized Queen Elizabeth II's steady presence during a turning point in history. And it embodied the idea that even the smallest, most ordinary objects can carry extraordinary importance. Experts believe that only a handful of these ultra-rare 1999 2-pence coins exist in top condition. Unlike mass circulation coins, their survival rate is incredibly low. Many may have been lost, damaged, or melted down over time. Those that remain are fiercely guarded by collectors who understand their significance. Condition plays a crucial role in the coin's value. Coins that show no wear, retain their original luster, and display flawless details are considered priceless. Authentication by professional grading services is essential, as the market for such a valuable coin demands absolute certainty. Once verified, these coins are often locked away in private collections, rarely appearing in public auctions. As the years passed, the legend of the Elizabeth II 2-pence 1999 grew stronger. Online forums buzzed with speculation. Social media videos showcased dramatic discoveries. Coin experts debated its origins, while casual viewers were captivated by the idea that a simple 2-pence coin could be worth a fortune. Ultra-rare coins history has followed this journey closely, documenting how perception can transform value. Today, the coin stands as a symbol of hidden wealth and forgotten history. It reminds us that value is not always obvious at first glance. Sometimes, it takes time, curiosity, and a little bit of luck to uncover the truth.